everyone, and welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Kaystin, and today I just kind of want to update you guys on what's been going on in my life. I know a lot of you probably don't follow me on Twitter, and that's basically the only place I've been talking about this, so I wanted to come on here and kind of give you guys a heads up why, there wasn't a 100 baby challenge on Wednesday and why I didn't really post this week. Basically, I got really sick, and it was just a number of things. When I went to California and to Arizona for VidCon and to see my friend Austin, after California I got really sick the last day, and it was just like a major cold. I felt really lightheaded and stuff. So ever since then, and that was like over a month ago, that was well over a month ago, I am such a procrastinator. I am so stubborn when it comes to the doctor. So I never went. So basically, once I got home from California and from Arizona, that cold I had was just lingering on, and I felt okay, but I was left with this awful dry cough. So in the morning it was really bad. Like right now I still have a little bit of it. You can probably kind of hear it in my voice, maybe not, I don't know. But I was left with this dry cough. And so in the morning it would be really bad, at night it would be really bad, and then during the day, especially when I was at work, it was awful because I would have these coughing fits. Like I could go for an hour, maybe 2 hours and not cough once, but as soon as it hit me, then all of a sudden I would cough and cough and cough, and it was like not like just I'm gonna start coughing now. It wasn't just stuff like that. It was like hoarse, like deep, and like I don't know what they call that. It's a dry cough. It's like one of those really hoarse and deep coughs. So it sounded awful, and I would start doing that while I was trying to ice a cake. So it just turned into an awful thing. I was trying over-the-counter meds. I tried all the cough syrups, all the Mucinex, anything you can think of, but the thing was, it was so weird because I didn't have any like sinus drainage. I didn't have like drainage through my nose. Like I could still breathe through my nose. I still felt fine. All it was a dry cough. So I didn't want to go to the doctor for that because he's just gonna look at me stupid, and like I didn't think they were gonna do anything for it because it was just a cough. Otherwise I felt fine. So I read online that coughs can last up to 18 days. So I was just like, okay, well, this is going to be my life and it's just gonna last 18 days. So we're just gonna deal with it and see what happens after the 18 days. But after the 18 days, it didn't stop, and I actually started to get progressively worse. Now, I still feel like this might have had to do with something else, but I'm not sure, and I'm not ready to talk about that yet. But basically, I got to the point where I was just so fatigued. Anytime I stood up, I was so dizzy, and this was just like yesterday. I was really dizzy before I went to the doctor, and the day before, and then the day before that. Like the past 3 days when I started like tweeting saying, guys, like I feel awful. Like I genuinely, like people were joking and like messaging me like, are you dying? And I'm like, I might be. Like I thought this was something a lot more serious than it actually turned out to be, but obviously I'm so grateful that it was something minor and something that is super easy to fix, just the medication that I have to take the rest of my life, of course. So yesterday I worked an 8-hour shift, which was really fun. Actually, I got off a little bit early because I had a doctor's appointment at 3:45 and I was supposed to be at work till 4:30, but they let me go because they knew how sick I had been. So I went to the doctor. He didn't get me in until like 5:20. I go in, oh my goodness guys, I go in and I go into this room, and this lady, she's like, okay, we're gonna give you an EKG. Now keep in mind, I am here for a cough and like fatigue and dizziness. I have no idea what like an EKG is. So I ask her, I'm like, okay, well, what does this measure? And she's like, oh, it's going to measure like the electro waves of your heart. So right away I'm like thinking, what the heck does any of this have to do with my heart? Like I was so confused. But anyways, I had to lay down on this bed, and she put like all these little sticky things like on my chest, on my stomach, on my legs, and on my arms, and I had to lay there for like 5-10 minutes, and it was seriously the most uncomfortable thing that I have ever done. Like things weren't uncomfortable on my body, it was just seriously so uncomfortable because I was laying there with my shirt off. I have all these badges all over me, and this lady's just like staring at this computer measuring my body's wavelengths from my heart. Like, I don't know. It was just so uncomfortable, guys. But anyways, we finished that. And she went and she's like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let you get dressed and I'll come back. So I got dressed and then she came back and she took me to another room. I probably had to wait like 15-20 more minutes before my doctor actually came in. And it's funny because I've had this doctor for a while, but I've never actually met him or like used him, because I'm telling you guys, I'm the most stubborn. And actually, I really don't get sick all that often. Like, I'll get a cold or like I'll not feel the best every once in a while, but like over-the-counter stuff can always fix it. Like, I've never had a problem. My mom's a nurse. She's usually able to like diagnose me if it's like something that even needs to be diagnosed. And I just think that's from working with the public. My mom works with a lot of people and she brings stuff home all the time. But, you know, we're always able to fix it. But when it got to this was something I could not fix, and that's why I got so worried about it. I mean, it lasted over a month, well over a month. So I thought it was something serious that I picked up in California. As you guys know, VidCon is a huge convention. There's like tens of thousands of people there. So I was like, someone gave me a disease. Like, I don't know. It sounds so dumb now. But basically my doctor came in. He told me basically all my symptoms. Like, I was sitting there, I had all my symptoms lined up in my head. I was ready to tell him. He comes in and he tells me every single one of my symptoms. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess this guy's really good. So basically, after him telling me all my symptoms, he was like, and we're lucky because this is extremely easy to fix. And I was like, thank goodness. Basically, what is wrong with me is I guess I have a sinus condition, which makes it like get really inflamed when I get really bad allergies. And now he does think from traveling, from going to Arizona and California and Florida in the midst of like a couple of weeks, he does think when I got that cold, it probably triggered it more so. Because I've always dealt with allergies, especially at work. It's funny because I work in a bakery, but I'm allergic to the floral department, which is right next to us. So all the flowers always like make me sneeze and make me cough. But it was never that big of a deal, you know? But going to California really triggered it, and my like sinus way was already really swollen from having that cold, and then coming home and then going back to work and dealing with the floral department and all the pollen in the air and, you know, the rain and everything, it just totally set it off. So now basically it's not my lungs, which is what he thought. That's why I got an EKG, was to measure if there was fluid around my lungs or fluid. I don't know how that works when it's supposed to measure your heart, but that's what he said. There's no fluid around my lungs. So there's no fluid in my lungs and there's no fluid around my heart. He said I'm actually really happy about that. I'm a completely healthy 21-year-old, that I'm really healthy. And that was all I really wanted to hear. I'm happy about that. But yeah, I have a sinus condition, and basically my airway, or like, if you like think about where your lungs are, your like sinus pathway, I can't remember the word for it. Your sinus pathway is like in between your lungs, and that's where like all the pressure is for me. That's why my voice is kind of raspy sometimes. That's where everything is. So basically, when all my allergies get really bad, my sinus pathway is basically swelling up, and that's why it's making it really hard for me to breathe. That's why it's making my voice sound weird. And basically, one of my like whole things was it always felt like I needed to cough up something. Like, that's why I was coughing so much, is because it's inflamed down there and there's not a whole lot of mucus, but because of those inflamed tissues, it sends a signal to your brain that you need to cough those up. But obviously you can't cough tissues up that are attached to your body. So in turn, my stomach was getting sore from coughing so much that my whole body hurt. I was fatigued. I was so tired. Literally, I had 2 days off of work. And I was planning to record and get all this stuff done, but I couldn't do anything, guys, except lay in my bed and sleep. I was so sick. I know it sounds like it wasn't that big of a deal, but I felt awful, and I dealt with this for over a month, so I know my voice in my past videos probably haven't sounded that great. I'm sorry about that, but now we finally know what it is. I got a steroid shot in my butt, so that was fun. That's all I'm on right now, so that's all that's like really fixing it at the moment. But he also gave me a cough medicine that's actually supposed to work, because like I said earlier, all the over-the-counter stuff I tried, my mom had some really strong cough syrup that I tried and nothing worked. So he gave me a prescription that's actually going to work for my cough. And then he also gave me an allergy medicine that he put a bunch of refills on that I'm basically going to have to take the rest of my life 4 times a day. So that's going to be fun. I know I'm not going to remember to take that 4 times a day, but yeah, so that's going to be pleasant. I hate taking pills, so if none of that works, he also gave me, what's it called? And he also gave me an antibiotic. I don't know why I couldn't remember that word. Oh my goodness. But yeah, he also gave me an antibiotic that I'm not supposed to fill yet. I think my mom's going to get it for me just in case. So basically, if all else fails and he was wrong about what's wrong with me, then I take the antibiotic, and hopefully, if this is actually a bacterial infection instead of what he thinks it is, then I'll take the antibiotic, and then hopefully that'll help me feel better. And if that doesn't help me feel better, then I have to go back to the doctor's office and say, hey, none of that worked. So that's basically where I am right now. I do feel a little bit better today. I think it is because of the steroid shot. For whatever reason, I was having fatigue and extreme dizziness. That's gone for now. I still have the cough. I still have the raspy voice. It's definitely not as bad. Don't think that this is just all I've been dealing with, because it got so bad, guys. Like, I was losing my voice. You can't ask the people that I work with, but they were getting so annoyed. Like, they were all so nice, but I know they were just so annoyed. I would like try to talk to a customer and be like, hi, how can I help you? Like, it was so bad, guys. But I'm feeling a lot better now, despite there's still a lot of tightness in my chest, and my throat is still like kind of scratchy, and I'm still coughing a lot. But when my mom gets off work today, she's going to get me my cough medicine and my allergy medicine and probably that antibiotic, and I'm going to start those and hopefully start feeling completely better by tomorrow, which is going to be fun because I work an 8-hour shift all weekend, but then I'm off Monday. So hopefully I'm going to get some videos done for you guys. If not this week, then for sure next week. The main thing this week is my manager's actually on vacation, so I have 40 hours. And if you work or if you go to school like full time, you know how hard it is to do videos and just work. So yeah. But anyways, I hope you guys hang in there. I'm feeling a lot better. I should be back to posting regularly again soon. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. Let me know how you guys are down in the comments of this video, and I will see you guys very soon, hopefully. So thank you guys for being so patient. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.